Hey, welcome back everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio. Normally, I'd be doing a paint and chat show on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, whatnot. But now I'm going to be delving back into gaming news. I used to be a member of, well, I still am a member of FNP War Gamers, and we'd normally do a bunch of newscasts on there. However, we're taking a hiatus as we do some restructuring and get some new equipment, some new overlays, and come at it from a new perspective. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep up on my awesome news reporting skills over here on my own studio channel. Like I said, it's normally for paint and chat, but I want to go ahead and keep up on news because it's very important, not only for myself, but for those of you that have very busy lives and you're not able to keep up. Excuse me. So we're going to talk about today multiple subjects, but first up in this segment, we're going to be talking about next week's releases or pre-orders for or from Games Workshop. And a lot of it's amazing, I'm going to say outright. I'm really happy with what they've got coming, but it's a little problematic, and I'll get to the problematic part at the end. So first, let's go ahead and talk about what's coming out. So they're continuing on the Broken Realms campaign anthology storyline that they started last year with Morathi. And now we're going to be going into talking about Teclis and his involvement and, I guess, head-to-head battles with Nagash. You can see both those amazing miniatures right here in the image on your screen. I expect it to be a good book. The Broken Realms is similar to Warhammer 40,000's Psychic Awakening. However, it does not appear to be a major money grab. Age of Sigmar tends to be a little bit more story-driven, or a lot more story-driven, I should say. And they don't just crank out books to get eager gamers to buy up everything. Unlike Warhammer 40,000, where they put out 10 or 11 books for Psychic Awakening, and then they turn around and make a brand new edition that is already replacing all those rules a year later. Not even a year later. But I digress. So, going from left to right here, we're going to have an EPUB version of the book. No big surprise. A regular hardback book, probably $40, and then this is not the problematic area I was wanting to talk about, but the Deluxe limited edition books, they are the same thing as the regular hardback book, except they have a fancy cover and maybe a little tassel for marking your pages inside. That warrants somehow them doubling the price. So the regular hardback book right there in the middle, $40. Let's click on this. So this is $40. This will be $80. To me, that's ridiculous. But if this is your jam, if you like getting those collector's things, or you love Teclis, you love the whole concept, or whatever army book you're getting, dude, go for it. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. I think it's a bit excessive. I'd rather spend that $40 on some of those new expensive models. So we've got a host of new War Scroll Battalions carrying over that same marketing strategy that they have for Morathi, the first Broken Realms book. So this one is going to be the Invidian Plague Host, the Zintel War Magi, the Mortavel's Hellcourt, and Horrocks Dreadlands. So let's take a look at each of these. So the Plague, what are they calling these again? The Plague Host. I'm going to give you basically a price breakdown for these boxes. Now these are relatively very good value boxes, whether you're just beginning Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer 40,000 for the Plague Host, or if you're doing it for Age of Sigmar, if you're a veteran or you're just looking to reinforce, whatever. These are actually very good deals, or even just starting a brand new army. So the Plague Host, normally retail value is around $140. You're getting 2 boxes of 10 Plague Bearers, and you're getting 2 characters around $35 each. So it's around $140 value. Rumors right now, we don't have 100% positive pricing yet, so we won't have pricing until this weekend. So we're looking at probably a $90 box That seems to be the average for these War Scroll boxes, which if it's 140, that's 90, you're going to be saving $50. That could get you at least another box and another character, another box of Plague Bearers and another character. You can have a pretty sizable force for the actual retail value. So that's really good. Now the Zintel's War Scroll or War Magi with these big chariot things, I personally, this reminds me of 7th edition Warhammer 40,000, where they throw out tons and tons of formations, and just to get you to buy multiples of models that nobody was really using. And I get the feeling I don't really see these a lot on the tabletops when I do visit stores. So, I mean, it's not to say that they're not popular in your area or you really love them. I'm not saying that. I just feel like, hey guys, we need to push these. Let's go ahead and put them in a War Scroll Battalion and sell it really cheap. So, this box is about $120 in value. My guess is it's going to be $80 to $90, probably $80, which is going to save you around $40. That's not too bad. Even if it was at $90, you're still saving $30. That's enough to buy another character model. Really good. If it's $40, you could probably buy a troop box for that and still have some money left over. So still a very good value. And it looks like it's going to be very potent. That's a lot of magical firepower going on right there. So let's talk about what is this called? The Hellcourt and the Dreadlands. So the Hellcourt, let's take a closer look. The Hellcourt is going to be featuring that ghoul vampire lord that was only available in the Flesh Courts or the Carrying Empire box, and eventually made its way to Blister box. You're getting a box of the ghouls and then the super ghouls. I forget what they're Varghest, I think is what they're called, or it's a dual box, what it can be. That box, all that right there, those contents, really prime contents for a Flesh Eater Court army right there. You're looking at about $120 in value. Now, keep in mind, this is all U.S. value. I imagine it's going to be $80 to $90, probably $80, which that's another $40 savings, which is enough for another character or almost another box of ghouls. I think boxes of ghouls are around 36. So that's not too bad on its value. Or almost another box of the super, I'm just going to call them the super ghouls because they're pretty super looking. Let's go over here to the Horix Dreadlands. This is the Osiarch Bone Reapers. Kind of impressive. I'm not going to lie. I do like these beefy skeletal models, and I know that's very contradictory, but look at those skeletal models. They are beefy. They're very stout looking skeletal horses and riders with armor and weapon. I mean, just the whole works. So you're getting a character here, and that miniature that comes with it can be either a character model, or it could like a named character, or just a generic character, general type leader. And then you're getting 2 boxes of the cavalry. This value is around $170. And it's once again US. I doubt it's going to be $90. My guess it's going to be closer to $120. Right now, rumors are saying $115. I'm waiting to get confirmation later today, and it'll be too late for the show. But I'm thinking that you're going to be around $115. We'll just split the difference, and that means you're going to be saving at the most. If it's a $90 box, which I seriously doubt, you'll save $80. If it's the $115. You're going to be saving around $55, which is enough for another character, or for $5 more is another box of 5 cavalry, which cavalry are pretty gosh darn amazing. Or, the bunch of infantry units, or at least one infantry box, 10-man infantry box, which I think is around $50. And you'll have money for taxes. So I think overall it's good. And if your local store is offering any sort of discount, like I usually shop at the Atomic Hobby Shop in Cypress, Texas, and they offer a 10% pre-order discount on these miniatures as long as you get it in that pre-order window. So if you're getting that extra 10% off, and if this box is $115, you're going to be saving another about $11. So that's like $66 that you're going to be saving. You can actually get a lot. You can get a pretty sizable force. Heck, you can buy this box, buy the battle tome, and be able to buy the War Scroll cards and have a very, very amazing starter army going on here for Age of Sigmar. And it's like for all these, with the exception of the War Magi. So let's get into what's coming up, and I'm almost at the point where we're going to chat about the problematic. So Lumineth Realm Lords are being re-released 1 year later. They were released in January 2020. I could be wrong on that date. We'll triple, quadruple check. Somebody can check me in the comments below. So new book coming out left to right here. So here's the fancy cover that's likely going to be $80 if it follows all the typical things. I don't think it's worth $80. You might. If you like it, get it. Here's your EPUB version, $32. And then finally, the regular version, $40. Not too bad. I mean, it's pretty typical. So we have our new character. I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Well, we'll have some fun here. Lyrior Uthrael, with the Warden of Umerica. Umetrica. He's a fancy character. He's on that new kangaroo, alpaca, deer thingy. I don't even know if they even tell us what it is here. It doesn't look like it, but whatever. It's a fancy looking weird creature that I'm actually glad that they've kind of expanded on the type of mounts that they can have. This miniature is going to be $55, very likely. That's very typical of their miniatures. Now here is a Lord Regent on the same creature, just not as majestic because he is a generic character. Probably $50. Maybe 45, but I'm betting the rumors are right. It's going to be 55 or 50. Then we have the Herkon Wind Chargers with the kangaroo alpaca cavalry thingy going on here. These are so bizarre. They're absolutely wonderful to look at. If I can get my hands on just one of them, I would probably very much enjoy doing some converting and some painting over on the paint channel on Twitch. I probably would enjoy it. I'm guessing $60. That's a lot of plastic. If it goes above 60, I don't know, but I think it's going to be $60. That seems to be the typical price. Then we have the Banner Blade here, basically a standard bearer. Probably $35. I'm going to recommend, since he's on a 40 millimeter base, and he's got the big banner, that's why I'm saying probably $40, maybe $35. I'm going to recommend to everyone, veteran and new player alike, let's go ahead and get a nickel or a penny, preferably a nickel if you can afford it, glued to the bottom of that, because that's going to be very susceptible to being knocked over with a small breeze. Then we have this Cenari Caligrave model. A lot going on with this character. I don't even want to get into it right now. We're just going over pricing, and it's a very busy model. I'm not going to lie. It's a very busy model, and it's a little annoying. I love his shoes or his little platform boot thingies that he's got going on. I'm not a big fan of the hats. All the hats in the Lumineth Realm Lords drive me up a wall because they're so impractical for going to war. But whatever. What do I know? They're probably magically lightweight and they don't even feel it when it doesn't inhibit them in combat. So anyways, his model's probably going to be about $30. Not a lot going on there. Then we have Severeth, Lord of the Seventh Wind. It looks like he can be two different versions. This is a very impressive model. It's probably going to be around $55. Very impressive. I really like this model. I don't know if I say I very likely will not get it, but it is definitely an impressive model. So if I do have any friends out there that are going to be getting this and they would like it to be painted and they don't want to do the painting, reach out to me. I would probably give you a discount on commissioning just because I would like to paint this model. So the Goku on the Nimbus Cloud, or what do we call this guy? The Herkon Wind Mage. Probably going to be about $35 because there's a lot of plastic going on there. He looks like he'll be fun to have. I'm sure his magic is going to be impressive. I get the feeling that this model might actually end up seeing a lot of play because he's probably going to have a nice high movement, and being a caster and a character, he's probably going to be very advantageous for flanking attacks and whatnot. Then we have the Ballista, the Venari Ballista. This is probably one of the best war machines I've seen. I really like how they have the ballista bolts kind of sliding down that feed. I think it's very impressive miniature. Still don't like the big goofy hats, and I'm wondering why. To me, right now, it looks like the actual guy is firing it. Looks like he's blowing on it, like he's gonna get it to go shooting out. That's how it gets really fast, because they're blowhards and it just goes. I don't know. Forget about that part. We got the Venari Blade Lords, somewhat very impressive models. I'm hoping that the rumors right now of these being a $60 box is untrue, because it's a box of 5 miniatures. They're not that large and impressive. If it is $60, I think that's at least $10 more than what it should be. I could understand maybe $50 for these 5, but even then, that's pushing it. I think this is a $45 box. $60, if it is $60, they're out of their gosh darn mind. I'm not gonna lie. Games Workshop is out of their mind with that one. The Cenari Lord Keeper, he's pretty much like the others, the Blade Lords there. He is just their generic character version, probably $30 there. We have our new twins, the new Teclis and Tyrion, and what do they call Eleni and Elithor? Probably going to be actually about $45. That was my guess. $45. I hate the headdresses, but it's cool to see that they're carrying over the traditions of the twins, and they're their champions. So it's really cool. Now, the one piece of the Lumineth Realm Lords that I am excited about is this right here. I might spend the $50 to $60 that this is going to be. The Shrine Luminor. Very impressive. I don't know what I would use it for, but I feel like this is worth buying. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I feel like it's worth buying, though. So I'm going to keep an eye out for this. I might get it. War Scroll cards, probably $25. If they put out new dice, which I don't see here, you're looking at $35. So let's wrap this up with my hot take on why Realm Lords is problematic. I already mentioned at the beginning, or somewhat beginning, that we got this around January 2020. And we're already a year later with this new release of all the books and a host of new models. Now, I've had some people, some GW apologists, some naysayers, some fanboys. I get it. I've been on your side of the fence and this side of the fence. I get it. People are saying, John, it's all because of COVID. That's the reason why they didn't release all this stuff. That's why they had to put out a new book. That's why they've had to release all these new model kits. How many model kits we getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 model kits. Hopefully you're not getting sick from me scrolling through. So 12 model kits. Plus, we're not going to count the book and the War Scrolls cards. So 12 model kits. Why was this not released last year? Now, people are like, well, it's because of COVID, John. No. Cut that off right there. Let me tell you about Games Workshop. Around the 18-month, sometimes depending on the project, let's just say 2 years, but usually around 18 months, they start their planning. And by about 9 months later, they've got the product done and they start printing and start producing. And around the 6 months marks, that's when they get to their capacity, or they start on their capacity for distribution to your friendly local game stores, FLGSs, and for the Warhammer / Games Workshop stores. And that's when they start pumping out all the new content. So when Lumineth Realm Lords was put together, why was this all not just released in January 2020? If they had all this already, why did they just not release it? This to me looks like it's a money grab. Not because of COVID, bullcrap. This is not COVID related. This is a grab. It's a money grab. And we're going to give them our money. We know we are. I just think it's very dishonest and a little disrespectful towards us, the consumers, and the fans, to do this sort of thing. Now, I know, actually, having worked with Games Workshop before, that they'll never admit it. They're not going to. And they're going to, like Disney, they're going to tiptoe the line, and they're going to kind of skirt the edges of why they did it this way. But I tell you right now, all the stuff that we're seeing here right now, it was already ready to go last year. This should have been part of that release, but it wasn't. And it's a little shameful that Games Workshop did this. I am a big fan of Games Workshop, and I stand by them on probably about 90% of the things that they do. But this sort of behavior right here, not kosher. Just like Space Marines in 2019, and then we got them in 2020. Come on, man. Come on. Anyways, I love you, Games Workshop. Keep producing some fantastic models and product. Just kind of think about us. Anyways, my name is John. This is Havoc Maker Studio. I will be back in about 30 minutes with another video. We got some more exciting news coming out that is not Games Workshop related, but you are not going to want to miss. So make sure you hit the follow button down below, like, subscribe, whatever it is that you're watching us on, and I will talk to you probably, let's see here, in about 30 minutes. Have a wonderful day.